Hi there. Today we are going to be talking about the Learning Coach login and functions for the OLS, the online school. The Learning Coach has their own account, which is separate from the students. So what you're going to be doing is going to login.k12.com from any internet browser. Now, this isn't the same as the K12 app. The K12 app does work for learning coaches, but there's a lot more functionality if you actually use the website. So you can log in on the student computer or your own computer, or you can even log in from your phone just from the internet browser rather than the K12 app. So once again, it's login.k12.com, and you're just going to put in your username and password and click login. Now, once you get in here, you should see that it is your name up here in the top right corner, not the student's. And over here, this is where you're going to find your students. You notice on this tab to the left that you are on the My Students tab, and right here is where you access each of your students. If you have more than one child at the school, then you will click this drop down and switch from one child to the next. This learning coach, for example, has an 8th grader, a 7th grader, and a 6th grader. So all of them are here underneath this little drop down menu at the top. And again, that's the Students tab. And then this is how you tell which student you are looking at. And you hit the little caret mark there to drop down the menu and switch between students. Now, in order to see the student's schedule, you just make sure you're on the Schedule tab. This one doesn't have anything scheduled for today. Normally, you would see assignments on this left side and events, which is the live class sessions, on the right side. So this is just kind of a mirror reflection of exactly what the student schedule looks like. You can see one day at a time, or you can switch it to the week view and look at the entire week. Okay, and like I said, this one unfortunately is just a demo and there's nothing showing there. But normally you would have assignments on the left and scheduled sessions on the right under events. Now, if you want to go and look at your child's courses, you're going to click courses right there beneath their name. And it's going to show you the current courses that they are in, who the teacher is, and their current grade. So you can see right now, my 6th grader has 100% in American history. He's made it through 5% of the content, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That may just be, the amount of content that the teacher has made it through at this point in time. This is the last time my student logged in to this particular course. So you can see if they are accessing it every day to work on it like they're supposed to. And then this is the teacher. So if you need to contact the teacher, you have their direct information right here. It does also show you if your student has overdue assignments. This particular student does not have any overdue assignments. Some of the courses do not have a grade, which means that nothing has been scored at this point in time. If your student is in a credit recovery course, like you have a high schooler who's making up for lost credits, those are work at your own pace. So they should be logging into it every day. They should have a grade. They should have progress if they are working on the course, okay? Underneath more, you can go and make adjustments to your student's account if need be. So let's say my 6th grader forgot his password and I need to go in and change it. So I'm going to make sure that I'm on my 6th grader here, and I'm going to go to more and go to account. This is where I, as the learning coach, can control the student's username and password. I can also give them a hint. And then their personal email, home phone, that information is all there, okay, as well as their school email. So if your student forgets their password or they forget their username, you can log into the learning coach account because you have control over those things. So again, all you have to do to get to that screen is to choose the student. So let's say we're going to look at our 8th grader, and you go to more and account. And that will take you to the setup screen where their username and password is. It doesn't show you the password, so your only option really is to change it if neither of you remembers what it is at this point. And I do believe that you can only change the password one time per day. one time for 24 hours. So make sure that you write it down, that you know what the password is before you save and exit this screen. There are other things here. If you want to go look at schedule, it will show you if you have been invited as the learning coach to any particular sessions. Sometimes we do have sessions, parent meetings or counselor meetings where we invite learning coaches to attend in the evening or after school or even lunchtime. So that stuff would be here on your schedule tab just for you. Okay. There is an attendance tab here. You do not have to do anything with this. Some schools do attendance this way. We do not. The learning coach does not log attendance in any way for our school. We actually pull the reports for the amount of time that the student is online, whether it be in the online school working in the curriculum or in Neuro Class Connect attending a live class session. So you don't have to do any attendance keeping as long as they are logged in online, working in the school system, their attendance is being captured by our reports. Okay. Lastly, there is an announcements tab here. This is important because this is how school information and K-12 information is shared for events, clubs, contests, anything that we think, is worth sharing with the student and the parent is going to be in the announcements tab. For example, this one here is telling you about a final exam schedule, which is something that would be worth noting, right? So you will have a notification number there if you have announcements that you have not read. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, you can toggle between students right here. You can go between their schedule and their courses up here at the top. And then the more menu is where you access the account information for that student. You do have the ability to use the arrows to navigate back and forth right here from day to day, or look at the entire week. And this particular student even has overdue assignments listed. So there's a separate tab there for overdue, and you can see exactly what course and what assignment it is, as well as when it was originally due. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for taking an active role in monitoring your students' education. Let us know if you have any further questions.